name is Christiana, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about using the Smart Notebook technology. It's really easy, not going to do anything too in-depth, but the first thing I want to talk to you about is creating and manipulating text and images. So as you see, we got this notebook out of the Smart Exchange. It's by a lady named Becky Arnott. So the first thing I noticed is that we don't have a title. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the notebook and just start typing. So this is about how to read maps, so I'm going to title it How to Read Maps. And it didn't really show up where I wanted it to, so I'm just going to click on it and drag it up to the title. So now what I'm noticing is that this text doesn't match the other texts on the screen. So I'm just going to double click and highlight this. And up here you're going to see the font, the size, and all the other properties that you can do to manipulate your text. So I'm going to click the drop down box, and I recognize this font as Comic Sans. So I'm going to click on that. And then for a title, I feel like this is kind of small, so I'm going to probably make that 48. That's good. And then I'm going to make the text the navy blue to match the colors of the others. So now this looks a little bit more like the other text on the screen that goes with the theme. So I'm just going to move this and center it. And what you'll notice is that you can use this corner white ball to kind of make it bigger or smaller depending on how you want it. So I'm going to leave it like that. And this green ball allows you to rotate wherever you want it to go. But I kind of just like it just like that. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller because I want to add some pictures. So I'm going to keep this right here, and to help keep this in place to where it doesn't move, you can click the drop down box and come down to lock, and there are a lot of different options, but I'm just going to click lock in place, so now I can't move that around. Okay, so next what I want to do is add a couple pictures. So I'm going to type in maps at our gallery tab on the side, and you'll see that there's a pictures option. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click that arrow, and there's a lot of different maps that I can choose from. So I'm just going to come over here. Let's see, Alaska looks good. So I'm going to click and drag to my notebook workspace, and that's really big. It takes up most of the screen, so I'm just going to make that smaller with the resize option, and I think that looks good right there. I don't want this to move, so I'm going to come back down to the drop box where lock is and click lock in place. Now I kind of want to put one on this side so it looks a little more even, so let's look for another one. North America, that looks good. Put that in, and I'm going to do the same procedures that I did with the other one. It's a little too big. There we go. That looks better. And again, I'm going to lock this in place. Okay. So that is basically how you manipulate the text and everything. So the next thing I want to do is teach you how to link. So down here I have the different links to the different places you can go. So to the activity, it'll take me to the beginning of the lesson. And come back to our page sorter and go back to the title. Right here, it takes me to lesson objectives. Now I'm going to go back up to the top where there's teacher notes. As you can see, there's not a link here for that, and that's an easy fix. So I'm just going to click the drop down box, go to link, and then this will pop up. What I want to link it to, you have options of a page in this file, file on the computer, or current attachments, or a web page. But what I want to do is a page in this file. So right here it shows you the pages and the titles of everything that you have on here. And this bottom, page 21, is the title page to lesson notes, and that's what I want to link this to. So I'm going to click on this page, and you have the option of a corner icon or an object, but since I want to click on this object and have it take me right there, I'm going to click Object and Insert Link. So now when I click on this, it'll take me right to teacher's notes. I taught you how to link to a page in the file. I want to show you how to insert a sound. It's super easy. I'm just going to go to this page right here where it says Fly the Plane. And as you can see, there's a little airplane right here, but what I want to do is find that same one under our gallery again, and let's see, here it is right here. I'm going to click and drag it onto the workspace, and then I'm going to resize it, and I think I want to rotate it a little bit. So I'm going to rotate it and put it right here as a little decoration. And I am going to add the sound now. So you click the drop down box, and instead of clicking link, you click sound. And this box will pop up, and you can either upload an MP3 or sound from your computer or record. But I already have an airplane sound saved onto my desktop. So I'm going to click choose file, and it'll come up to downloads, but I'm going to go straight to my desktop, and I have this airplane liftoff MP3. So I'm going to click open, and there it's popped up. Now you have the same option from the linking to pages and everything of the corner icon or the object. And since it's an airplane and it's an airplane sound, I'm going to link it to the object and click attach sound. I'm going to lock this in place so it doesn't move around. And now whenever I click on it, you'll hear the airplane sound. And for the activity, since the students are moving the airplane around, I think that's pretty cool. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to link to a website. And this is the end page. So what I want to do is I found a website that's really good about more map activities. So I'm going to insert another picture, and since I'm proud of them for finishing their activity on maps, I'm going to put a star. So I'm going to look down and find a star that I like. Just a plain star. I think I'll use this one. So I'm going to insert that into my notebook. And I'm going to make it a little small. Probably put it over here in this corner. Alright, so when I go down to my internet, this is the page I saw that I really liked, and it has a lot of map games on it. So I'm going to copy this link, come back down to my Smart Notebook, and click link. So it's already defaulted to the web page, which I like. So I'm going to paste the address in and select objects. So when they click on the star, that's what it'll take them to. So I'm going to click insert link. Probably going to move that up, and I'm going to insert some text that says click the star for more games with maps. And I really don't like how that came up, so I'm just going to move this, resize it, maybe make it a little smaller, drag that out a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to keep that right there, and so now I'm going to lock both of those in place just because I don't like accidentally hitting it and moving it. So now it should take me right to that web page as Safari loads up. And here it is. So that takes them where they can play all the games and fun stuff. So that's pretty much all you really need to know about linking unless you have more complex things to do. But now I'm going to show you how to make a theme. So it's really easy. I'm going to add a new page, and since it's blank, that means that the owner and original maker of this notebook did not make a theme out of it. So I'm going to go to Format, come down to Theme, and since this page is just plain, I don't want to create a theme from that because it's just the default. But if you had a theme going that you really enjoy and you want to save it for later use, you can click on that. But we're going to create a new theme, and so it'll take you to the Effects tab, and I'm going to try to make it look kind of like what was the regular theme. So it was this color, this periwinkle color, and now I want to insert some rectangles. So I'm going to make it a title page. So I'm going to go down to pictures, and I like this blue rectangle that we had on the original page. So I'm just going to make that long and short like a title. Okay, so that's going to be our ongoing header in this theme. And you'll notice right here that you'll have a theme text style. What you're going to do is customize it to whatever text you want to show up anytime you type on the theme. So I'm going to go down to the Comic Sans, since that's what we've been using, and choose the navy blue. So anytime I use this theme, that's what's going to show up. I'm going to name the theme, so we can do blue theme. And once you've finished it, you select save. And then that will show up in your content right here. So you can see the backgrounds and themes, and I have the blue theme. So you click and drag that if that's what you want to use, and then this pop-up box will show up. And if you want to insert it on all pages, just the current group, or the current page only, I'm going to select that because I don't want it to mess up the rest of the lesson. So there you go. That's how you do it. And now I'm going to create, I think what this whole notebook is missing is a homework page, because I have some homework that I want the kids to complete. So I'm going to create a new page. And I think for the background, I want to use the handwriting paper. And then you go to the backgrounds and themes, and I'm just going to choose the first one. I like that because it's what the kids have learned to write on. So now I'm going to type homework. And I kind of want it to look like I've written it on the paper. So I'm going to size it to where it fits. Just like they would write it if they had that paper. And I still think this is kind of boring, so I'm going to go back and add, let's say, a pencil. Okay, and then I'm just going to click and drag. Let's put it right here to make it look like that's what I wrote. Okay, so I'm going to lock this in place like I do most of my titles. And that way, when I'm at my smartboard, I can just write in on the lines what their homework is going to be. Okay, so I really want to save this for another day because I really like this homework page. It could go with any theme. So I'm going to go to the page sorter, click the drop down box, and choose Add Page to Gallery. And so that's going to take it to my notebook files and pages. But I want to customize this, and so I can add keywords so it's easier to find just on a rainy day when I need it. So I'm going to click on Properties, and it's going to be different if you have a Mac or a PC, but on the Mac I'm just going to title this Homework Page, and since I already have one, I did that as a practice, so I'm going to put Homework Page 2. And to type into the search bar, if I can't remember what I titled it, I'm going to type in some keywords. So I'm going to put homework, pencil, handwriting paper. And if you had a PC, there would be an option to apply and to click OK for it to go away. But just on the Mac, all you have to do is hit close and it updates. Alright, so there's that. We've learned about the themes and the pages and the links. And then we've also learned how to create and manipulate text images. So now what I'm going to show you is how to back up your content. So you're going to go to the Gallery tab and click on My Content. Then you're going to hit the drop down box and you are going to click on Export as Collection File. So you're going to type in how to read maps 3 and save it. Now, I just saved it to my desktop, but when you back it up, you were going to have either a flash drive or a CD-ROM that you're going to put into your computer, and it'll show up under devices. And what you're going to want to do is choose, instead of desktop, you're going to choose the USB. I don't currently have one in right now, but that's how you're going to back up your files, so in case something happens with the hard drive on your computer, you'll still have it backed up and you won't lose all of your lessons. The last thing I want to show you is how to highlight some notes. I'm going to come to the section where they're going to learn about the different types of maps, atlases, and globes. So I'm going to come to this page and it's going to talk about globes. And then we have this cool little interactive thing where you pull and it shows you information about the globe. So the easiest way for me, I think, to highlight is to come over here to the pen tools, and you can click on this. Mine is already on highlighter, but you can choose pen, crayon, any of these options. And that way, with your pen on your smartboard, you can just go ahead and draw a line and it'll highlight it. But since I'm on a computer, it's going to be a little more difficult for me. But I'm going to choose the pink color because pink is my favorite color. So I want to highlight this part right here. I think that's an important part because it tells you where the word globe comes from. So I'm just going to highlight right here. It's not very straight, but the good thing about it is it automatically straightens up when you lift off of it. So I'm going to highlight, because that's so important that they know where the word comes from. And to go back to the cursor, you just click this button right here. And there you go, the important parts are highlighted. Now if you decide that you don't want that highlighted, that you think that the students should decide for themselves what's important, you can always just go to the eraser and erase it. Okay, and again you click that, and easy fix, you can just pull that over. Now that we're finished and we've gotten all of this stuff done, we want to save this notebook. So you're going to go to File, Save As, and choose whatever you want to title it. And this is my third save, so I'm going to put 3. And wherever you want to put it, I'll put it on my desktop and save. And then after it saves, you are done. So I hope this was helpful for you. Just a few simple things about how to use the smart technology, but it can make a world of difference in your interactive lessons.